Do you know that if your sponsor increases your salary a month till the time you qualify for indefinite leave to remain and you submit an application, the Home Office might revoke your sponsor's license and refuse your indefinite leave to remain application. Guys, do not fall for this trap. Plan ahead. This video, I'm going to share with you how you can determine the salary requirement for indefinite leave to remain. The government has updated their website in clear terms so that you don't get confused. In fact, you can use this because I think this is kind of like a caseworker guide, exactly what the caseworker would go through before they approve your indefinite leave to remain. I'm concentrating on the aspect of salary because that's one of the major reasons why many people's indefinite leave to remain applications are refused. They don't plan ahead. Some immigration lawyers will tell you that you should not increase it in just a short period, that you should increase it at least 6 months, 12 months before the person is due for an indefinite leave to remain. They've experienced cases where people just increase it for the person to get that indefinite leave to remain, and then they bring it down. Because of that, it's a major compliance breach when you increase it in a short period of time. That is why I'm sharing this video. I want you to prepare ahead of time so you don't have any problem. Remember that when they are increasing it, you don't want like an increase from 25,000 to 40,000, something like that. It looks dodgy in a way. So you prepare yourself ahead of time. In this video, I'm going to share with you in clear terms what you need to have as a salary. You know, they will check your pay slips, matching it with your bank statements. What you need in order to get that indefinite leave to remain, especially if you're under the work visa route. If this interests you, please watch this video till the end. Hello everybody, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK. If you're interested in any of these, subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you'll be amongst the first people to see that video. If you need help getting a visa sponsorship job, it doesn't matter what occupation you're after, I can support you. Reach out to me. The link will be in the description as well as in the comments. Guys, don't stay on your own. Most of you struggle to get a visa sponsorship job because you have not optimized your CV, cover letter, and supporting information. This is a highly competitive market. The job market is crazy and people are recruiting now. That's what they call September surge. Hop on that bus right now by reaching out to me and I will support you. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. The people due for indefinite leave to remain right now actually got their skilled worker visa in 2020, and guess what? If you go to the statement of changes in immigration rules October 2020, you will notice that the minimum salary threshold for those in the immigration salary list, even new entrants, it was £20,480. Now they are due, and these salary have all increased across board, guys. So you don't want to be met with a sudden expectation that your salary has to be high. You have to prepare accordingly. Now, if you are going to submit an application between now and the 4th of April 2030, the government has stated clearly how much you should have on your COS, and it differs from occupation to occupation. Let's get straight into this document that the government has updated on the 13th of August 2025. It says that 5-year continuous period must consist of time with permission on any of or any combination of the following routes: skilled worker visa, global talent visa, innovator founder visa, T2 minister of religion. You can go through this entire list. Guys, I've been hearing people say that if you're a care worker, you should not switch to tech. That if you switch to tech, it will not count. Your clock will start afresh. Please, it is wrong. You can combine different visas, all these visas here, to count towards the 5-year continuous period to qualify for indefinite leave to remain. Let's just go straight to salary expectation. They divided it into 5 major categories: option A, B, C, D, and E. The sponsor in the applicant's most recent permission must still be approved by the Home Office to sponsor skilled worker on the date of decision. So you should still be with your current sponsor when you submit your application. The sponsor must confirm that they still require the applicant to work for them for the foreseeable future, and that the applicant is paid and will be paid for the foreseeable future at least the salary in SW 24.3. It says that subject to SW 24.4, the applicant's salary must equal or exceed both salary requirements shown in the row of the table below. Two columns here: general salary and the going rate. Whatever your going rate is should exceed both of them. That is the most important thing you need to understand. Now we have the option A, which is all cases where rows B to E do not apply. Salary of at least 41,700 per year. At least the relevant going rates listed in table 1 or table 1A of appendix skilled occupations. Examples of occupations that fall under this category include IT business analysts, software developers, data analysts. Remember, they said that rows B to E do not apply. These occupations are not under the immigration salary list. They are not on any special type of component. Now, if you submitted any skilled worker visa application, that's for the first time, not an extension or anything, but for the first time after the 4th of April 2024, then this particular category actually works for you. Let's just look at this particular occupation called the IT business analysts. You can see under table 1 that the minimum salary threshold here is 54,900. Now you compare 54,900 with 41,700. You can see that this one is higher. So the minimum amount that you should be paid, should reflect in your pay slips, should be this 54,900 if you submitted an application after the 4th of April 2024. That of programmers and software development professionals is 54,700. If you're a data analyst, you will not find it on this list. Let's just go to data analyst under table 1A. Data analyst is 34,900. Since the salary here is 34,900, it's expected that you should have 41,700 because 41,700 is higher than 34,900. This will be true if you submitted an application after the 4th of April 2024. Let's go to option B. The applicant was sponsored in their most recent permission for a job in appendix immigration salary list, and rows C to E do not apply. Salary of at least 33,400 per year, at least the relevant going rates listed in table 1 or table 1A of appendix skilled occupations. So you have to check for the occupations in the immigration salary list right now. Guys, remember, it's for those people who submitted an application after the 4th of April 2024. An example of something that falls under this category that would not apply to C, D, and E include graphic and multimedia designers, all jobs. You can see that the minimum salary threshold is 33,400. And when you compare it, both of them is the same amount. Now, other occupations that you can see that will not apply to C, D, and E include musicians. It says it's 37,500. It has to be the going rate because the going rate is higher than what is stipulated in the general salary. And then the artists, that's 38,200. You can see that it's higher than what is listed in the general salary. So this will preside over it. Let's move on to option C. It says the applicant meets the requirements of SW 4.2b, save that references to being sponsored should be read as meeting the requirements in SW 24.1 to SW 24.2, and rows D and E do not apply. We know that 24.1 and 24.2 means that you are still being employed by the sponsor has been paying you, and the sponsor intends to continue to pay you. So which occupations fall under this particular category? We are talking about all the occupations that were submitted before the 4th of April 2024, including the ones under this health and care ASHE. So this is the minimum salary threshold that is expected of you. But you still have to find out the going rates. Just come to this particular immigration rules tables. You will see table 2 and table 2A. So you're going to search for the occupation you're after, and then you find out the going rate. The going rate has to be compared with 31,300. An example is a data analyst rule submitted before the 4th of April 2024. You can see 28,600 compared with 31,300. 31,300 is higher, and that is the minimum amount that should be on your payslips. The last option is for the applicant was sponsored in their most recent permission for a job in either appendix immigration salary list, and the applicant meets the requirement of SW 4.2b. If your occupation is on the immigration salary list and it meets this 4.2b, that is also under the health and care ASHE occupation list. Let me show you the list again. For example, care workers, senior care workers, they fall under this category. Then the salary, it should be at least 25,000 per year for the general salary, and also at least the relevant going rates on tables 2 to 5 of appendix skilled occupations. And if you check that of care workers, you see £25,000. The protection right here is that there is this common set for immigration salary list and the health and care ASHE lists, so you don't have any problem. Now another option is for health or education SOC 2020 occupation code listed in table 3 of appendix skilled occupations. So we know on that list, look at the list here, you can see the different teaching roles. You can see doctors, nurses, there are just so many occupations there. Now what you have to do is you compare the going rate on that table, compare it with the 25,000, whichever is higher. Now there's this last list of occupations, that is 5-year qualifying period for settlement includes time as a tier 2 general migrant in which the applicant was sponsored for a job in one of the following SOC 2010 occupation codes. 2010 occupation codes, not 2020, guys. So you can see chemical scientists, that time they really needed them. That time I think they still need them now. Biological scientists and biochemists, physical scientists, social and humanities scientists, natural and social science professionals not elsewhere classified, research and development managers, higher education teaching professionals. So the minimum salary threshold for here is 25,000 per year. At least the going rate in the table at 14.5C if the applicant has continued to be sponsored in that SOC 2010 occupation code or the equivalent SOC 2020 occupation code showed in table 2 of appendix skilled occupations ever since. At least the relevant going rates. So all these things, you just have to check the going rates. Whichever is higher, most of the time you notice that 25,000 is the minimum requirement. So guys, go and ask for a promotion, switch jobs if you can, get another sponsor, maybe in the same pathway you are in. With the new changes that they want to introduce to increase ILR from 5 years to 10 years, the way you can protect yourself might be to switch into tech. It might be a way, because, or to get out of any job on the temporary shortage list, maybe move to another one. But plan your salary increase so that you don't have an ILR application refusal. I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and share this with your family and friends. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
Africa's rich history is filled with stories of powerful kings and queens, like Queen Amina of Zazzau, the fearless warrior queen, King Mansa Musa of Mali, the wise and just ruler, Queen Nzinga of Angola, King Shaka Zulu, and many other notable African rulers. Join us on a journey through the lives of Africa's most legendary kings and queens. In African Kings and Queens, discover the fascinating stories of these iconic leaders. Get your copy now on Amazon Kindle. Grab your copy now.